Greetings and salutations, and we're back with the old sacrifice one talent paladin. I've got 14 skill choices remaining, and I gotta get out of normal to use them. Because that's how I've done this. I wonder if the ancients are really gonna give me a problem. I mean, I kind of figured that they will, but it's hard telling, because, like, I mean, I've got a ton of attack rating doing sacrifice. So, like, destroying enemies is not that hard. Guy just needs to start healing himself. I mean, come on, man. What are you doing? I've been playing other characters. I've got quite a few others. I do still love playing the Warlock. I have to play it more. But it's just one of those things, you know? You get time out of your day, and you take that time, and you just spend it doing whatever you enjoy doing, right? And I think that's one of the keys in life. And it's one of the, here we go. I'm gonna go right down the philosophical route. I think one of the keys in life, and I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it in a video, but I know I've said it to people that I've met, people that I've talked to, people I've met in life. I said the key, one of the keys of life is finding something you enjoy doing, and do it. It doesn't matter if it's the most popular. It doesn't matter if nobody likes it, as so long as you like it. If you like it, do it, right? And people are like, oh, you know, and they love to throw like what if scenarios, like, you know, what if I love doing drugs? And it's like, okay, look, that's not what I mean, right? But they love to throw that type of thing out there because they want to see what your response is, and they're doing it just to get a rise out of you, right? But I don't grace that. I said that's not what I mean, right? If you enjoy playing a specific genre of game, play it, right? No one's going to stop you. No one's going to come in and say you can't play that genre. It's awful. Not at all. Nobody's going to do anything of the sort. And I sit there and I look at it from the perspective of it might not be for me. Like, for example, loot shooters, right? I've never been a fan of loot shooters. Like Tarkov, Marathon, Arc Raiders. I'm not a fan of the entire genre. Just not. Never have been, never will be. Right? But that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop other people from playing it. That also doesn't mean I'm not gonna be vocal about my opinion toward it either. I mean, I've gone on record of calling it Timu Tarkov more than once, specifically Marathon and Arc Raiders. I've called it Timu Tarkov on multiple occasions. Because to me, that's how it is. That's how it feels. Like, you sit there and you look at it and you're like, it's literally just Escape from Tarkov, but, you know, looks like it was drawn in MS Paint by a child. Kind of like my thumbnails, right? But if other people enjoy it, I'm not going to trample on their happiness, right? I don't like it. It's like One Piece, for example. I don't care for that either. I don't care for the anime. Don't care for the live action adaptation. Don't care about either of them. But again, I'm not going to stop people from enjoying it. If they want to enjoy it, they're free to enjoy it. And I leave it at that. And I think we need to have that, more of that idealistic viewpoint to a degree, right? If it's a hobby, like, for example, numismatists. Numismatists, enjoy collecting coins. Again, not my thing. But if they want to do it, they can, right? Like, if they enjoy doing it, if they enjoy the history behind the coin collecting and whatnot, go for it, right? And if you have those people that also collect stamps, again, not my thing, but that's what I'm saying, is like, if it's a hobby, like live action role players, the people that, dress up like wizards and, knights and everything, and they go out there and they act out, historic battles and such. Again, not my bag, but if they like it, cool. Is it fun to watch? Yeah, well, I guess at times it could be. But it's one of those things that, like, I might not do it, but I'm not going to stop anybody from doing it. You know what I mean? And you never know, because in certain hobbies, you'll find people that are artistic. You'll find people that can do it for a living. Coin collectors that are so knowledgeable that they become almost archaeologists to a degree. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. They become so good at what they do with coin collecting and identifying coins, and they're knowledgeable about it, that they become the local expert and people actually go to them for knowledge. You can do that, and you can make a career out of it. It's possible. It's like the people, not necessarily live action role playing. Then again, that does kind of work on the acting chops. So you could end up getting scouted for acting. One of the things I enjoy doing is I like thinking up designs and thinking up theories. And I will often post these theories as what-if scenarios to things like Grok. And the reason being is because when I post stuff like this to Grok, it's not because I don't... It's not because I don't trust other people. I'm not knowledgeable enough in certain things like electrical physics, being an electrophysicist. I'm not good enough in these things. Electrical engineering, I'm not good in these areas. These are not my wheelhouse. So by asking Grok, who's mathematic and scientific minded, because it's an AI, I can get potentially useful information on how it could be potentially feasible, right? I should probably switch over to the one-hander for the armor. You know what? Nah. Just hit Korlek, just beat him. But no, that's one of those things. It's like, I like thinking about potential things, potential improvements on certain things, or thinking about other what-if scenarios. You know what I mean? And I've always loved doing that. I've always had that mindset of sit there and really question things. And by questioning things, and that is loud, by the way. By questioning things, it allows my mind to sit there and think about potential outcomes, and it becomes Oh my god, that's loud. It becomes like an interesting pastime for me because then I sit there and I really, quantify in my head like, hey, this has potential. This could be done. This is, and I've done this multiple times. There are times that I've actually come up with ideas that have stumped even AI to the degree that it takes them well over a minute to respond. It has to sit there and constantly look for the resources and constantly look for the information because it doesn't know how to respond. It sits there going, like, I don't know how to answer this, and then it finally starts spooling through all of this stuff, and then it's like, ah, yes. All right. Worldstone keep level 2. I'm afraid about the Tormentor. Let's do the Tormentor. That could potentially be deadly. So could Bale, come to think of it. Now, I like to keep my conversations that I've had about certain things, like toroidal field energy generation and so on and so forth. I like to keep those rather close to the vest. Mostly because some of it sounds harebrained, But at the same time, it's like the more you learn, the less you think, which is categorically true, because the more educated you get, you're just like, I have all this knowledge on this information on this subject. You stop asking, but what if? You stop doing that because your education has gotten to the point where you have knowledge at your fingertips and you're like, well, okay, that's just not feasible, so we're going to stick with the status quo. What have you ever gained by doing the status quo? Innovation, discovery, requires boldness. Requires people saying, you know what, that's the common knowledge, that's the commonality, that's the common use of certain things, but hold my beer. And then when they do that, what happens? They end up coming up with this wacky new idea that ends up either being potentially dangerous, but also potentially awe-inspiring. So it's one or the other. There's very little gray area. I need to start thinking about where I'm going to put my talents after normal. Because if I could put my talents into, say, like, Might Aura, that might give me a lot of damage. But, like, what am I going to do for elemental damage, I have to really start looking at all sides of things. And it's like, Thorns, too. Thorns comes into play. Like, what if I, could I go with Thorns? So there's a lot of thoughts going through there. We gotta come up with something. We'll figure it out. Like I was saying about making a hobby out of things that are marketable, I enjoy thinking. I enjoy sitting there and constantly asking questions and trying to come up with new solutions. I've always enjoyed that. Ever since I was a youth, way back in high school, I had teachers that were constantly saying, you always try to question things. You never just take things at face value. You never just, listen to the information and then say, okay, well, I'm just going to rinse, repeat. You always sat there and go, okay, but what if? And a lot of my teachers did not like that at all. Some of them did. Some of them thought, that's quite inspiring that a kid, at the time I was like 14, 15, that I was sitting there asking like heavy hitting questions about things. And some of my teachers sat there and they were impressed. Others, not so much. Others kind of sat there and they're like, just do the work. But that's how I've always been. It's always been one of those things where you sit there and you think about it and you're like, why haven't other people thought like this? Going further down that rabbit hole, there is something else that I wish to speak of. There's a theory called quantum entanglement. And the theory goes that quantum entanglement is quite literally things being intertwined on a quantum level, meaning it's unavoidable that you will end up running into these things through quantum entanglement because you are effectively latched together, right? And I'm not talking about this from like the romantic sense of like soulmates or anything like that. I'm talking quantum entanglement, internal quantum entanglement. And before people really get puzzled and ask what I'm talking about, what if things that you've done in the past were to make sure that you needed to be in a specific area in the future, but your present self is unaware of it? Your present self looks back at your past self and says, okay, but why did I do that? It was clearly foolish, it was clearly stupid, why did I do it? Your future self, however, is like, you needed to experience that so that I could be where I need to be when I need to be there. And that's all entangled amongst itself. So part of your existence, part of your, like, current life that you're going through is basically entangled with this other part of your life. So you've had, one piece is quite literally, back to the anime thing, but one piece of your life, or one part of your life, is quite literally saying, hey, okay, Laharis, get back here.
Thanks.
Like, one part of your life is quite literally saying, hey, something else, something needs to occur for me to go to where I need to be when I need to be there. And your life just kind of sorts it out without you really having to worry about it. And that's not always the case. Sometimes it just won't come out that way. Sometimes it's just, things seem random. But I don't think anything ever really is random. And I say that because I think, truthfully, that quantum entanglements exist in all things. Not just in the theoretical physics area, right? I'm saying, just as you are sitting here, watching this, just as I am sitting here recording this, I forgot I converted this to Reign of the Warlock, which means I can now stash all the stuff away in my gem stash. Haha! There. Oh, inventory room. Anyhow, just as you are here watching this, just as I am here recording this, means that something, either in the past or something being said now, is going to have a direct or indirect outcome on a place you will eventually be in the future. And that nothing is happenstance. Everything they always say everything happens for a reason. What if that's truly the mystery of the infinite? What if that's truly the mystery of life? Is that everything that exists and will exist, and that everything that you do and I do and everyone does all interacts with one another at such a rate that it all must happen. The interactions that are shared, whether it be comments, likes, what have you, whether it be comments on Twitter, likes on Facebook, if people still use it, on Instagram, Snapchat, you name it, right? TikTok. If these things still exist, well, Laharis is dead. I guess he was quantum entangled with that. Nothing could keep them apart. Ow. I hate how they always frenzy, too. I gotta go back and get Laharis before I go and do the rest of this place. Not so much these guys. Okay, maybe. But what if everything is just... I can't say, like, pre-planned or preordained. I don't want to go that far. Because, to me, being pre-planned and preordained means there's no free will, there's no autonomy, right? And we all know that's not true. Everybody has autonomy. Everybody has free will. Right? So, because we know that everybody's got this free will, this autonomy, we all know that something somewhere along the line calls us to something. Whether it be physically calls us, or emotionally calls us, or you just get that feeling deep down inside that you're like, I just have to do it. I just have to be there. Something like that. You don't know why. You just do it. And you can never really figure out why. You can never really put your finger on it, but you're just like, I have to do it. I have to be there. I have to do this. I have to do that, etc. Even if it might end up being not in your best interest, it might not be the safest thing you can do, or something that would potentially, it might be something that could be potentially even harmful to you, but you have to do it. You feel like you have to do it because your future self needed that to happen. You needed to learn a lesson at that point to propel yourself forward. What if that's the case? And if you decide against it, that future you gets the lesson regardless. Like, that is potentially a thing. That you could, potentially be doing something right now that future you needed to have happen. But you won't know until such time that future you becomes present you. And then when future you becomes present you, you will then have it dawn on you that, yes, that needed to happen for reason. God, I hate those things when they frenzy. They hit way too hard. Well, it's showtime. Not to sound like Beetlejuice there, but I want to pull him back a little bit so I don't get decrepified. I might need that up there for the next few. Because there's potentially a problem there. I've never understood why they call him Akmel the Cursed, but he does not have a curse. See my life? Now you know why I needed the portal.
Salutations.
Hey, I say that. Salutations. Say it every time. But you can kind of understand where I'm going with this, as in like why why we do what we do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch to the one-hander for a bit. That way I can have resistances. Might take me a little bit longer to kill, but being able to actually resist fire and not get blown up, kind of big. Well, he's dead. I totally need to get him back. I didn't use all that many potions down there. I only used a couple. What level is Laharis? Oh, he's 32. Okay. Laharis, you need to get back here, buddy. Couple more to go. These are some of the worst. But who knows? I got 15 minutes too. Seems like every morning they dump the servers at like this time. I don't know why. Lister the Tormentor, Minions of Destruction. I don't like them. Ow.
Thanks.
Okay, never mind. He's dead. Ow. This is ridiculous. Like, the amount of damage they do is just absurd. Yeah, I got 13 minutes to kill him and Bale? I don't think so. We're gonna try, though.
Good afternoon.
We're gonna give it a shot. Wow, I got quite a bit of experience for that. Come on, get up here. Really? The Chip Topaz. Well, we're gonna continue. We're gonna kill all of them. There. Well, we may not be fully stocked up. Oh god, there's 2 more. Nope, back here, Laharis. Don't get in there and die. Don't be stupid. Not bad when you separate them. But it's bad when your attack rating doesn't hit them. 63%. Can you imagine if they made these all throughout Act 5, the Minions of Destruction? I think everybody would have hated this game. My brothers will not have died in vain. Put one of them up. Hopefully I don't need it, but we're gonna see. Ow.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
I had to ditch out of there. I was just getting absolutely destroyed.
Beg your help.
I need Laharis.
Yes, warrior.
I mean, if I could get the kill and get out of there, that'd be great.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
I need Laharis. I just need him. His attack rating is better than mine. He can hit Bale. I can't.
What is it?
7 minutes. I've got 7 minutes. It's a mad dash to the final boss, so to speak. Laharis, what are you doing? Don't die. I kind of need you, buddy. Ow.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
And he's dead again. Yeah, that's the thing is I need him on the real Bale, and I need to be on the real Bale at the same time.
Good afternoon.
Did he just disappear? Did he just despawn his... Oh, he did. I hate when he teleports so much. Ow. Good thing this build doesn't need mana. Quit teleporting, dude. He's almost dead. He's almost dead. Got it.
You shall no longer take this mortal death. Hello.
That's it. Destroy your sack of rice. Now I get to choose my next talent. I've only got like 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left on the server. So what should I pick? Let's take a look here. I have 17 skills. I can only pick of those 3, and then of those 2, and then of these. I'm thinking along the lines of picking up Might, because then I could pick up Holy Fire, and then I would have fire damage to my attacks on Sacrifice. So max out Might, get the extra damage that way. That's what I'm thinking. Sounds like a winner. And now I have Might. So now I have to make it all the way through Nightmare with just this setup. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Bard level 37, huh? Kinda poo, isn't it? 2 to combat skills, though, so it sells for a bit.
Good day.
It sells pretty good. We're there, though. We got past normal, so, you know, we're kind of humming along here. That I need to get my character, my merc's strength up. I think it's just his strength that he's lacking. So it's 67 dexterity and 113 strength, and he's got the dexterity, he just needs the strength. So if I was to socket one of his items and put like a perfect amethyst in it, it would work. Anyway, we're going to go out here. We're going to kill a couple of things in the Bloodmoor on Nightmare.
I will cleanse this wilderness.
Oh, he also does more damage, too, because of my... Ow, 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 ow. Holy crap. Yellow Maiden Pike. No surprise there. No wonder, extra strong spectral hit. No wonder I was taking damage. An enormous amount of damage, too. I mean, when the minion's extra strong... Fire enchanted teleportation? Well, he's dead now. Jeez, I'm absolutely getting clocked in this difficulty. It is what it is, though. I mean, you know, it's Nightmare. It's supposed to be harder. I mean, from what I can see so far, I don't see my paladin surviving much past Nightmare, if not at all through Nightmare, unless some monumentous things occur. He will probably die in this difficulty. I'm just trying to be 100% honest here. Extra fast, extra strong. Are you serious? Every single one of them is extra strong. Come on. I'm getting absolutely dominated here.
Thanks.
So you wanna hit him with that there, buddy, or are you just gonna wave it about like you're on fire? Maybe Thorns was the right decision. I might have to put into more strength and dexterity here. I'm starting to see where I'm going to have an attack rating problem at the end of Nightmare. Because if I'm already having an attack rating problem, I'm going to have a bigger attack rating problem at the end. So. Potentially, I could get an Act 1 Mercenary in Nightmare and do the Edge Rune Bow and get Thorns that way. But then I'd have to... Oh... The rune there for Edge. I could do it that way, but then I think it's going to be too much of a problem. But anyway, we made it out of normal. We're into Nightmare. I don't know how long this guy's going to survive in Nightmare because... I'm getting absolutely trounced in terms of damage. But, hey, I made it through normal with sacrifice. Yeah, I had to portal back for Bale quite a few times, but, hey, I made it. So, it can be done. But I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Because I know I did. I'm actually happy to see it. To see the Paladin make it to where he is. I honestly believe it was one of the best. I think it was one of the best runs I've made on a hardcore character, and I'm here for it. I think it's just a fun. I think it's a fun time. I really do. I love it. I've got a lot of warlocks that I'm working on. One is for demons. One is for This one's doing the Eldritch ones, and that's not on ladder. Which I didn't know you could wield a two-hander, by the way. In one hand as a warlock, because he levitates it. That's freaky, but I like it. At any rate, I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, have a good one.